Hello there, and welcome back to Vintage Story. Hope you're having a wonderful day. The Odyssey continues our very long journey home. This is going to take a while, as I've mentioned, so next time I see you, I will hopefully be home. However, yeah, I'm doing something a little different right now. I am not holding down the W key for about 2 hours. That's going to be torture on my hand. No, so I have a 20-sided dice I keep on my desk for pretty much anything. Like if I need, instead of flipping a coin, if I'm like odds, evens, or whatever the odds happen to be, I'll roll the 20-sided dice to give me an outcome, right? Anyway, I've got that on my W key with 5 Sacagawea dollar coins sitting on top of it to weigh it down. So I'm hands-free right now. Well, we do what we must because, like I said, I'm not holding down the W key for 2 hours. We are making decent progress, but yeah, we have to go west, and then north, and then south, and then north again. It is not going to be as the crow flies. You see, as the crow flies, we've got about 20,000 blocks till we get home. But considering we have to go north by negative 10,000 and then south by about 10,000 and then back north again. Yeah, no, we are somewhere between 40,000 blocks and 50,000 blocks from being home. Anyway, I got plenty of time to go watch videos while I do this because, like I said, it doesn't take much input on my end. Now, if you are playing on 1.21, there has been a change and you don't need to hold down the W key in order to sail your boat. You tap it to unfurl the sails, and then it will move automatically. I'm not on 1.21 yet, because the Culinary Artillery and Expanded Food mods, as of when I'm recording, I haven't checked in about a day if it's been updated yet, hadn't been updated, and causes crashes if you try using the 1.20 versions of the mod on 1.21 of the game. So I gotta wait till those get updated until I can update the game. So yeah, I've got to sail home the hard way. Well, would have been the hard way if it weren't for weighing down my keyboard until I can update. I lost that sentence. I don't know where it went to. Anyway, as I said, hopefully I'll see you when I get home. So we are almost back at the Laslet. And I saw this ruin on our way out, but I didn't stop because we were, traveling to the to Nadia. But let's take a moment and actually look at this ruin. It might have something good. It's got leaded glass panes. Those are pretty good. Can definitely steal those for our house. Ooh. This was a church. I wanted to do stained glass like that last season. I never got around to it. Or at least I assume it's a church with the stained glass. You don't really get stained glass in a lot of... Yeah, okay, we got pews. This is a church. You don't really get stained glass in non-church kind of buildings. It's a pipe organ. Ooh. This is pretty neat. So let's see. I can't really get a good look at the stained glass. I've got a little bit of dirt. Not quite enough to get a good glimpse of it. That's kind of cool. I always liked stained glass. I grew up in a Protestant church, so we didn't really have stained glass. I grew up in a very Gothic style church, but no stained glass. But I do love stained glass do love the look of stained glass. Ooh, okay, let's see. Is there anything on the roof? Nah. Nothing over here. Oh, there's something right there. Forage. A little healing. Could have used that when we were still in the devastation. Okay. I mean, it's a cool little ruin. I love the sort of what's it called? Ambient storytelling. Ruined church. Flint tools are absolutely useless. Can't leave those there. Almost seems sacrilegious, but I will be taking the pane glass from the ruined church here because leaded pane is annoying to make and it's aged. And I actually like the look of the aged wood for the glass. And, you know, it saves me having to... Oh. Torch holder also. It saves me having to go collect lead specifically to make glass. Not gonna touch the stained glass, though. That's, 1, hard to get to. 2, I would want to ruin it. Yeah, this is cool. I like it. Finally home. We did have a heavy temporal storm during our journey, but yes, we are here. We can dock and I'll worry about unloading everything in the morning. I did take a ton of screenshots though while we were at Tobias's because the internal design, like the decoration, all that looked amazing. And if I can steal some of that to, I'll get most of my crops already. I mean, I figured they would be. To make the inside of our base, inside of our house look better, I will absolutely be doing that. I moved the, right, I took these lanterns to light up as we traveled. That's why it was so dark in here. Now, I had mentioned, was it a few episodes ago? I found this cooler on the SMP. It allows you to store food, stays fresh 25% longer or 70% longer when ice is added. We do have a glacier, so what we can do is, I mean, this is an ice box essentially. We can craft one of these and have an ice box up here or in our actual cellar. Don't know what that was, but it rotted. And help make our food last just that much longer. So yeah, I'm absolutely going to be doing that. And then I was going to redesign these stairs, I think. Yeah, I took pictures of the stairs in Nadaya. And I'm going to redesign these to work a bit more like those. Yeah. Finally home. Only took a couple hours. You're kidding me. When we left, there were 3 lambs in here, hoping to have the next generation of ewes. We have Gen 1, Gen 0, Gen 0. So we have 1 Gen 1 and 2 Gen 0s. We just got 3 more rams. So there's a 50-50 chance that a lamb grows up to be a ram or a ewe. Which means we failed a 50-50 3 times. Which is a 12% chance. But it's worse than that, because this is our 2nd generation of rams that we bred up, right? Because I had another set that these 2 had, and they had 2 males. Let me put this another way. 3, 4, 5, which we killed, 6. We've bred up 6 sheep. Only 1 has been a ewe. 50-50, then it's 75-25, and then 87.5 to 12.5. That's 3. We gotta do that twice more. Let's see, which is 6.75 and then 3 point. Let's put it this way. The odds of getting 5 Rams and 1 U is less than 3%. We're going here for Grian's mending book rates at this point. Anyway, we're back at home. I need to honestly figure out what I want to do. I am incredibly tired. I just got in from a 15-mile run. And I don't know what to do right now. I do actually have 2 ideas. I don't like this. Not completely. It can definitely use work. What I was thinking is, I think we have one upstairs that I can work on. Yes. So, I'll try to throw up a picture on screen of some of the screenshots I took in Nadia, right? But they had floors that they had designed there. Not floors. They had stairs designed there, and I liked how they did those stairs. Now, I am not changing this spiral staircase idea, but what we can do is, instead of having this like it is, you can take this and just, I want to remove all the under bits from there, do the same here, and kind of have them as floating stairs. They're going to be connected to this support in the middle, so it's not like they're going to be magically floating. They will have support, but we can chisel them down, and I do believe that's... Yeah, and then I can clean... Do I want to clean that up in the back? Yeah, let's clean up a little bit. Let's... And what I want to do here is make it so that it's not as thick. So that the... Do I like that? Yeah, I think it's still a little too thick. Make it look like they're not, you know, someone stuck a whole log under the stairs, but that the stairs are actually just planks being supported by the pillar and their connection to the wall when necessary. And I think I'll just slim it down a bit more and make it look... I'm hesitant to say realistic, but you get the idea. A little less blocky. And then we're going to also do the stairs leading from the cellar to the kitchen, because, well, those I can take the designs from Nadia and just, you know, straight up steal. Shape only. Okay. Now if we go down here, we can apply it there. Grab this, rotate it a few times. I think that's going to look better. Okay, let's look at it from here. I think it still needs a little bit more, but I think it's much better this way. Like here, these connecting to the wall works perfectly. This bit here, I could probably do a support coming down there, or maybe on the corner there, so that way it looks like it's holding up both of them. And yeah, I think that'll be better. Down here it looks much better. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to do. The other thing is, I really don't like how this looks in my build. I loved the design on in the screenshot I did share a while back. It just doesn't quite work how I want it to work here. So I think what I'm going to do instead is, if we can expand this again so that it's like full block, right? And then I want to just cut down so that's like this board, right? So we'll get rid of that board. We'll get rid of that board. And it will be on the edge. And then we can do in the middle on the inside or so. We can grab a stripped log, add that in, and have that as a support holding up the boards. And it'll just be like I said, one board here and then one board from this one down here. And we'll have a board on the bottom. So essentially we'll just do, right? So that board, and then we'll get rid of this board. And then that board, and then we'll get rid of this board. So we'll have 3 boards, be very open, but then we'll have the elk behind those with support. You know what? It'll kind of look a little like the... Which fence is it? Rough hewn? Kind of a little like the rough hewn fence, only wider. And with, well, the beam will be behind it. But I'll come back when I've got that a little more progressed so you can see what I'm thinking. Alright, hopefully you can't hear it, but I've got a truck outside making noise, so... Yeah. Pardon any background noise you hear, but I've been working on the new fencing. I hope you see the idea here. We've got a quarter stripped oak debarked quarter log as the support, and we've got planks. And so that's going to replace this here, and I do have him as the outside right now. We'll see how that lines up with specifically the corners. It should work the best. Hopefully. Hopefully. So if I do, I want to shape and material. Because I have not enough materials to paste. Okay. Shape only. Right, I'm going to have to move that out further. I want this to rotate there. All right, so I'm going to have to expand this out this way to fill in the gap. How's that? Yeah, it's the same problem. Although, if it's there now, what if we put this forward another... Well, not there. Not enough space. What doesn't it like? Is it because of the post? That shouldn't be doing it. Okay, so then the other option... No, see, okay, that time it worked. And that lines up perfectly. Good, okay. That's what I wanted. If we go back here, we can paste this up here. Paste that there. Rotate. And yeah, obviously I have to fix that. But then I can come in here and replace these with the quarter logs. And I think this looks substantially better than what I previously had. Yes, I think so. And it even kind of lines up with the support beams. So it looks like the support beams are, or like the planks here are nailed to the support beam. It's not just a magic support beam out of nowhere. And the important part, like I said, is this lines up. So this looks better. It's flush. Still might have to worry about the elk finding his way over the fences. Because, you know, he does that. But... Yes, yes. This is good. I like this. Okay. I'm going to finish this up and we'll be right back. So yeah, it does kind of resemble the scaled up version of a rough hewn fence. That is a little bit of what I was going with for the idea. But I like this a lot. And now that I've got the quarter logs in for the posts, I think it just ties it together nicely. So there we go. Now the door is flush. The stables looks nice, and then I can always start doing a little bit in here at a trough, even though the elk does not need a trough. Just, you know, be nice if the elk had food. And put some of the hay bedding, not hay, what's it called? Straw? Strewn straw. So 3 dirt and 3 straw to give you 4 strewn straw, and then we can put that in the floor here so that it's, you know, not dirt. It's a little softer. Again, make it look nice for the elk. I do like what I did here with these steps. I think they look much better now. Now we just need to fill out the actual inside of the house. It is very empty. But that's going to be it for today. I'm going to go look at a bunch of the pictures I took of Nadia so that I have some ideas for how to decorate the inside of this house, make it look nice. I do want to include well, first off, we need to put the translocator, the rickety one, or the personal one we got from Tobias somewhere. Maybe in here, since this was going to be sort of like where my bookshelves are all going to be, so maybe having the translocator in here would fit perfectly. And then I'm going to want to do, obviously, a dresser, a armoire, wardrobe, that sort of stuff in here, some shelving, and then downstairs, obviously we're going to want a nice big table. I was talking about putting a fireplace somewhere. I have no idea where that's going to go. I did not build this house to have a nice fireplace location. I mean, I guess I could technically put it on this outside wall here. And that should work. Let's go upstairs quickly. There should be nothing. Yeah, we could put a fireplace over here. That should work. I got all the unwanted guests outside. Okay, listen, I'm not going to deal with him right now. And I want to do a display area also. I was going to put it here, but if we're going to put the fireplace there, we might have to do it over here. But there are displays. These display cases, they're pretty easy to make. It's here we go. Glass slab and a pair of boards, and then you can place 4 items in it. And so we have, amongst other things, a crystal skull, some loot we got from here, like the Forlorn Hope Reliquary, the Bodhisattva statue, golden gears, silver gear, the crystal skull, and also our ethos slab that's in there still. We're going to want to put those on display so you can see them all. So that's something I'm going to be working on also. And then, of course, you know, might as well put some flowers in here, make it look nice. Maybe decorate the walls a little bit. I definitely have. I'm going to be putting a few Easter eggs in the walls. Hopefully you guys will be able to pick up on them. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And I'll see you next time. Later.